Hi everyone, Hungry Reader here. If you're like me, you are currently level 20 on Splatoon, and your favorite weapon at the moment is the NZAP 89. And there's only one way to get that good at Splatoon. Not reading. I know what you're thinking, the Hungry Reader not reading? But you know, it's still summer. You still want to go out and enjoy the watermelon, the water balloons, the water slides, the water shortage. There's just too much to do in the summer to sit around inside reading all the time, right? Not so much while you're actually in school. When you're in school, reading is your one big escape that is approved of. That's why the Troll and Scholastic book clubs did such a brisk business. Whenever you saw that little 2-page flyer passed out on your desks, you were like, yes, 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 something, anything to look at besides my math textbook. But sales kind of tapered off in the summer because there's all that other stuff to do. Which, of course, is why Scholastic came up with the Funtastic-At-Home Club. Yes, that was the name they went with. With Funtastic-At-Home, you could keep getting books from school even when you're not in school. Because everyone knows the whole summer reading thing is a crock, right? I mean, who's going to grade you? I was lucky enough to find this complete Funtastic-At-Home kit in a thrift store for $2. Let's crack it open and see what's so fantastic about Funtastic-At-Home. While I'm at home. First goodie out of the bag is a Clifford bookmark. It says, Clifford the Big Red ... Reader! It's like Clifford the Big Red Dog, except he's a reader! Now, I myself was a member of the Funtastic-At-Home Club, but I think this might have been from the first year, the year that I was in 5th grade. But this bag is for a slightly younger audience. There's only 2 books. I was accustomed to getting about 4, and both of the books included here are picture books. This first one here is Effie. Effie came from a long, long line of ants. Oh, this is gonna be good. She was an ant like hundreds of others, in every way but one. All the others had tiny ant voices. Effie's voice was like thunder. Whenever she spoke, the whole nest of ants ran to get away from the noise. One day, Effie set out to find someone who would listen to her. Before long, a caterpillar wriggled into sight.
"Nice day, isn't it?"
said Effie. But she was talking to thin air. The caterpillar almost split his skin in his hurry to escape. Now, this is a fairly simple Rudolph story about somebody who's different and nobody likes them until they save everyone's lives and then everyone likes them. I think what's most unique about Effie is the illustrations. These aren't just paintings, these are multimedia reliefs. Look at the bristles on this caterpillar. And look at his goatee. I like this caterpillar. He looks like he wants to go to Burning Man. Look at the elegantly sculpted tutu this butterfly is wearing. These illustrations are really fascinating. How do you make them? Clearly you have to draw them first, but did they really recreate their pen and ink drawings in clay to make these? They're amazing. Oh, you don't mind if I use the book to fan myself. It is summer after all. Next we have, a paint with water book. More specifically, a paint with scratch and sniff water book. How does that even work? Everything in this coloring book is a scene from summer. Eating watermelon, eating cotton candy, eating watermelon, eating cotton candy, eating strawberries, eating ice cream, collapsing in diabetic shock. Either whoever illustrated this book has a very low opinion of how Americans spend their summer, or those are just the only scents they made available. Watermelon, cotton candy, strawberry, and lawn. No picture of the kids eating lawn trimmings? Oh, and because it's the single cheapest way to keep kids entertained and quiet, a big sheet of stickers. Stickers showing animals having fun in the summer, doing all sorts of traditional summer things like eating giant hoagies and going rollerblading on a sandy beach. I'll bet that works well. And finding a magic lamp with an elephant genie in it. I know I did that every summer, didn't you? And being a bear mermaid. Okay, half goat, half fish, that's a Capricorn. Half horse and half fish, that's a hippocampus. What's half bear and half fish? That's not something that I remember from my Greek mythology. Oh, and playing baseball while levitating in midair, as one does. And then there's a mystery. Something else came in this bag. A sort of funny plastic rectangle with eyes. Looks sort of like an emoticon, but I can't figure out what it's for. Oh. Can't be a VHS. Way too small. Finally, one last picture book, and definitely the star of this whole bag. The Relatives Came, by Cynthia Rylant, illustrated by Stephen Gamel.
It was in summer of the year when the relatives came. They came up from Virginia. They left when their grapes were nearly purple enough to pick, but not quite. They had an old station wagon that smelled like a real car, and in it they put an ice chest full of soda pop and some boxes of crackers and some bologna sandwiches, and up they came from Virginia. They left at 4 in the morning when it was still dark, before even the birds were awake. So they drank up all their pop and ate up all their crackers and traveled all those miles until finally they pulled into our yard. Then it was hugging time. Talk about hugging. Those relatives just passed us all around their car, pulling us against their wrinkled Virginia clothes, crying sometimes. They hugged us for hours. Then it was into the house and so much laughing and shining faces and hugging in the doorways. You'd have to go through at least 4 different hugs to get from the kitchen into the front room. Those relatives. They ate up all our strawberries and melons, then promised we could eat up all their grapes and peaches when we came to Virginia. But none of us thought about Virginia much. We were so busy hugging and eating and breathing together.
What I find kind of fascinating about this book is how general it is. No characters are named. And then there was the time that Grandpa pulled us all on his knee and said, these are the kind of things that happened. These are the kind of things that they said and the things that we did, but never one specific thing. It really does feel like a memory, the way things all blur together. Especially the way that so much of the story is shown rather than told. The book doesn't say they were in such a hurry they knocked down their mailbox. That's just a creation of the artist, and it adds so much. The book doesn't say they crashed into a white picket fence and their luggage scattered everywhere. This artist, I wonder if the illustrator designed the family himself and had to make up names for all of them. Like, okay, we got to have Grandpa Jonesy here, and then little Susie is going to be here, and then Bobby Joe is going to be between her legs. No wonder this book has a Caldecott on her. Who is this Stephen Gamel guy? Hang on a second. I got to look him up. Stephen Gamel art. Oh yeah. Back to school is almost Halloween. Ba-da-ba-da-dum-bum-bum, ba-da-bum, ba-dum-ba-dum, ba-ba-da-dum-bum-bum, ba-da-da-da.